What's good, y'all? It's the Maker Man here, checking in with another full body workout. So this is my third full body workout of the week. I didn't get to record yesterday because my battery died, like, after recording a couple workouts, and I was like, man, F it. So today I decided to give you the third full body workout for me for the week. Starting out with some incline dumbbell presses here, superset with some seated dumbbell shrugs. I use the same weight for both. And what you're gonna notice here, like on this first set of the 105s for the bench press, until towards the end of the set, I wasn't going too deep. And I kind of right after the set, I went through and I watched it. It's kind of like watching game film. That's why I like recording. You get to check yourself. When you mess up your form a little bit. And honestly, I'm feeling a lot of sore this week because the last week, my first 2 days were really heavy, and this day was heavy too. So that played a little bit of a factor of it. But after my chest got a little bit more warmed up, and a couple sets in, then I started going a little bit deeper and getting better quality reps. So just always be able to try to check your form when you're working out, and always try to do better. It hurt your own ego sometimes. It's okay. It's not a big deal. um, and one other thing with the incline dumbbell presses, my thing is, man, if you can't press it up by yourself from like a dead stop, like from your chest, then you have no business doing that weight. And you're gonna see on these sets that I'm going a little bit deeper with my reps, a little bit closer to my chest. I feel like with dumbbell press, you don't really have to touch your chest. I feel like that's kind of a personal preference. It's not too big of a deal because just using dumbbells alone is a lot harder than using the barbell, and you're still getting a lot of work. And also with the seated dumbbell shrugs, I do like to say that the best part of this, honestly, take it nice and slow, squeeze it at the top for a second, not too long. You don't really have to hold it there too long, but the best part of the seated dumbbell shrug is that isometric stretch that you get at the bottom of the shrug, because all that weight pushing down in your traps is one of the major factors of why they grow from shrugs. It's not really the shrugging motion, it's your traps catching that weight as it goes down and holding it there, because your traps are doing work at that point. So also remember, I did 4 sets, all my exercises, and then on the 4th set, this was a heavier day, so I did drop sets. So you're gonna see me do drop sets in both of these here. But just remember, think about that stretch that you're getting. So even if you may or may not feel it all the time, in your traps, when you do extremely heavyweight, just know that they are working and you are going to get the results from them, man. Have patience. So the second superset, and these exercises, I just have 2 sets recorded, the first and the last. These are straight arm rope push downs. It's a little bit different feeling than the bar version. I honestly feel like I feel this a lot better in my lats when I do this, and I can go a little bit further and get a better contraction. And I feel like it's contributed a lot to my back strength and my back growth lately. And I superset this with some heavy dumbbell lateral raises. I usually don't like going heavy with these because I like to control it up and down, but sometimes something like this, when I have to go heavy, is really good overload training. So what you want to try to do is get it up there without momentum and try to resist it on the way down. It's really important to hit every muscle group heavy every once in a while. Usually with the raises, especially a lot lately, like the past few months or so, I've gone pretty light. But with this program, I've had to go heavy a couple times. So it's still a good feeling, as long as you're doing it right and you're doing good form and you're not, just using momentum and stuff, you're gonna feel it. Okay. So this is gonna be my last set. So today I did drop sets on the 4th set of all of my exercises. And it's just a different angle here. You can see the lats contracting. That's how you know that this movement uses your back. You just have to get used to think with your back. Whenever you get into the straight arm push down, a lot of people say they feel it in the triceps. Think with your back. Think about pulling it with your lats, not pushing it with your arms. That's literally what you have to do. It might look similar, but it's 2 completely different moves that you're doing. So remember, mind muscle connection, the most important thing when it comes to this finishing, man. So this is just my last set of dumbbell lateral raises, and then we're gonna move on to our next superset.
HK Production.
Alright, so this superset is biceps and triceps together. Starting out with some tricep kickbacks right here. One thing that I like to say, I think I said it before. No, I said it on my Instagram. I don't wrap my thumb around it when I do the tricep kickbacks. depending on what the weight is. Like something like this, when I'm doing like this rep range, I can do it still too. It's a lot. I feel it a lot better in my triceps. And you want to also make sure that your hip hinge is good, because that's gonna, and that you roll the weight up. So the steps I go through, I say, okay, bend my knees, hip hinge, which is when you lean forward and keep your back flat, keep your core tight, roll the weight up, and then kick it backwards. Okay, kick it backwards. And this was superset with dumbbell concentration curls. It really gives you a chance to isolate each bicep on its own, and the whole entire time you're fighting gravity, so it's really a good movement. Make sure you go all the way to the bottom, get that stretch, control it nice and slow on the way down, and just focus on the bicep, focus on whatever bicep that you're doing. That's really how you get the best results from this stuff. And one other thing too, with any bicep and tricep movement, especially like the dumbbell tricep kickbacks, keep your elbows still. You're gonna see that when I'm doing my sets, that I'm keeping my elbows completely still and I'm just moving backwards. See, look, this hip hinge is a little bit better. So see how my elbows are staying still. My elbows aren't moving. It's just my triceps moving backwards. Okay. So here's just gonna be the drop sets, and then we're gonna get into the next one. Last exercise of the day, because we don't skip leg day around here, man. Single leg press, superset with single leg calf raise. Okay, so just doing one leg at a time, focusing on going down until I feel it all throughout my leg. If you've never done single leg leg press, then you're in for a lot of pain if you try it out. Not even gonna lie. And I'm not sure if I said before, today it was 8 to 10 rep range, so fairly heavy weight and doing drop sets. So just focus on coming down, to about around where your leg is, about 90 degrees or so, or until where you feel it, from your glutes down. This move, you'll probably have everything from your waist down sore after the first time you do it, especially if you move a considerable amount of weight. Just focus on, you don't have to go too low. I feel like some people exaggerate, how low you need to go with the leg press. And I feel like, you don't want it to go to where your butt starts coming off the seat. That's when it starts to get dangerous. You can hurt your lower back. And not everybody has that flexibility, So just come down until, you feel it all the way to your glute, and then you can push it back up. And right here, just alternating between, legs for the single leg calf raise. Make sure you're coming down all the way, getting that full stretch to where your heel goes past your toe, and then pushing it all the way out to where your toe goes past your heel. Just focus on going nice and slow with this movement and really just getting that stretch on the calf. So this is my last superset. The next one, it got my camera battery died again, so it's gonna cut off abruptly. But that's the workout right here. Just gonna play it out with some music. Let me know if you liked it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment if you got a question, and I'm gonna holla at y'all, man. See y'all tomorrow on my workout. Make a man out.